So I welcome all of you to a very important initiative that it maps to marks by KARMAYOGI IS and myself, Aditya, and me along with Siddharth sir will be taking up this course. We will try to cover whatever is important for prelims, but the maps are extremely important even for mains examination. So whatever we will read here, study here will be helpful throughout your process. Even in the interviews, they will be asking you sometimes questions related to geographical locations and maps. And that is why it is very, very important. We will try to cover the static mapping, PYQ themes, and as well as places in news so that nothing is left out. What you have to do is, if you are watching this recording as well, try to watch all the recordings, try to read all the PDFs, and try to practice whatever we will provide you. If you will do all those things which we are advising, then I am pretty confident that you will be shining in this portion in the prelims examination, and this will be a very decisive factor which will help you to clear prelims, the first stage. And it is a very important portion because the portion is regularly giving you dividend, regular dividend. And this is something which is becoming even more important. If you see the last 5 to 6 year paper, this has become even more important in terms of the weightage as well in the prelims examination. And not only the direct question, the knowledge of mapping helps you solving indirectly as well many of the things in environment, in economy, and it is a very important knowledge base that is very fruitful in throughout your entire process. It will help you at a very wide area and in a very wide spectrum. Even you won't be knowing how this is going to help you. So you have to be very serious about this. You cannot just make it a last 3 4 days or a 1 week or 2 week plan. I will just practice in last 1 2 week and I will be clearing the prelims. That's it. No, mapping will take require time and it's a regular practice. When we were student, we also used to do mapping practice regularly in a week, 2 3 days, because we knew that it is a very, very important thing. Okay. So if you see the political maps of India, it is very, very important. Not only political map, but also the natural map of India, the physical map of India, in which the rivers, the mountains, everything is there. Since our country is very diverse, topographically as well, so regularly questions are coming from the rivers, lakes, mountains, passes, glaciers. So these are a regular, you know, subject of interest. Since you will be joining all India services, also many of you will be joining all India services, so this is something which is very, very important. Many of you would be aspiring for forest services. This becomes even more important. So if you see other subjects like the knowledge or deep knowledge of history may not help you in administration, but mapping knowledge will directly help you in administration. So this is something which is non-negotiable even when you will be joining the services. It will become very difficult and you will be ending up by cramming things. And cramming things has a danger. When you go in the examination hall, if you are under a little bit of pressure as well, the things which you just have crammed 3 times, 4 times, there is a huge probability in pressure situation you will forget it. That is why it is very, very important to understand, interrelate things, interrelate concepts, interrelate facts as well, and give it a time. Don't try to rush everything. These are the things which will give you huge amount of dividend. Maybe the 1800 2000 pages of the current affairs made by the coaching institutes may not give you that much amount of dividend, but it will give you every year for sure. So what is giving you 100% dividend, what is a low hanging fruit, you should always secure that. First secure that and then go for the other things, no? Because at the end of the day, we don't have to aim for 95%, 90%. The net correct marks should be the 50%, roughly 50%, and that is more than sufficient. So if you secure your low hanging fruits, that is roughly 35% of the entire 100 question that comes. 35% is a huge mark. It will help you to even solve the more applied and more difficult questions as well. So in geography, what is low hanging fruit is mapping. Okay. If you see the world maps also, no, so you must have seen the countries around water bodies, the countries in Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle, equators, where equator is passing. Now, Tropic of Cancer. So all of these are being repeatedly asked in the last 40 years by UPSC. Okay. And straits, sometimes UPSC asks straits, sometimes UPSC asks winds, sometimes UPSC is asking conflict zones like Somalia, like the Middle East countries. So they will ask you all these. 9 dash line was a conflict zone. So all these things are coming because they are in the news, they are important. If you see the map that is being provided, the compilation, the places in news provided by the institutes, they are discussing about places which are not so important as well. Because if you see the last 20 year, 30 year, 40 year, any of the question that they have asked in places in news, it's not out of the blue. They are constantly in news. They are constantly popping up. So this can be prepared, right? And if you prepare it in a wholesome manner, any question you can make it correct. You don't need to bother about it. You don't need to panic about it. You don't need to find compilations after compilations. The locations won't change in each of the compilation. Just take one compilation, take one class and master it. That's it. If you have ample amount of time, you want to also solve the questions which are very tricky, very difficult. You have mastered all the basics of all the subjects and you are in a very comfortable position, then you can go further. Now, there is no end to grasp knowledge in UPSC. No, because I think very few would have crossed 70% or 75% marks in prelims. So there is always a scope if you want to do that. Okay, focus on what UPSC is actually asking. Don't focus on what any particular person. Don't believe me also. Just see the UPSC PYQ themes and see, yes, sir is saying, and this is happening. So it is relevant. Okay, use your mind because you all are at least a graduate. People have much more qualification than graduation as well. People are from very prestigious institutions of India as well. And many of my students have done masters from abroad also. So you all have a very good amount of knowledge, IQ, analytical skill. You all are highly talented people. Okay, so please apply your common sense before doing anything, before jumping to the one place to another, one source to another. This is not something which will fetch you result. Attend the classes with entire and full focus. Don't try to multitask. Revise and complement lecture. You can make your shorter notes also. Okay, if it suits you, there are different ways. Some people do not make short notes. Some people just highlight, try to add things in the notes itself. Some people cannot remember things without making notes. So it's not one size fit all approach. There are different students, different mindset, different capabilities, and different types of learning as well. Okay, so the Tropic of Cancer passes through the mainland Indian territory, but does not pass through any Indian island group is the correct answer. We have seen already this. The Indian standard meridian was chosen primarily because it equally divides the India's latitudinal extent. India's longitudinal extent. And third, the longitudinal extent of India results in a time difference of nearly 2 hours between Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat. This is a correct statement. We have already discussed it. And the last statement is India lies entirely within the tropical zone as it is located south of the tropic. This is wrong because we already see that it's almost dividing India into the two halves. Okay, so the answer has to be A, 1 and 3, and all of you have answered it correctly. When you are reading maps or trying to gauge any of the places, it's very important that you are doing it in a time frame where your attention is maximum. Don't try to practice map at the night. If you're trying to practice map work at night, your attention is you are already exhausted. So if you are doing the map practices at night, what will happen is you will read things, but you will not visualize the things completely. And then what will happen if you are not visualizing, if you're not revising things completely, then what will happen? You have read, but it will fetch you negative marks. So it's better the thing was that you are not reading at all. Okay, if you are reading and you are reading it wrongly, it will fetch you minus 0.66. That is the thing. So whenever you are reading any particular thing, just try to read it carefully. Okay, whatever is in news will be covered by us. Okay, you don't need to bother about how it will be covered. You all have only one task. That is to follow our lectures and complete the exercises. Once you join the course, then this problem of how to cover is getting resolved. What we are trying to cover is the thing which you have to cover. Okay, and mind you, if anything comes in the news 1 month, 2 months later, and there is 15 days, 20 days, 30 days left, we will take a small lecture as well. Then also to cover those things, we will think, okay, yeah, this is coming in the news. Just take a one lecture. If you cannot watch it, we will provide recording. But our agenda is to cover as much as possible, so that you are not feeling that, okay, I took the geography mapping course from this particular institute, and they hadn't covered it. Okay, so we'll try our 100%